Strident. I'm back again with another toy review. Now, say what you will about the Rise of Cobra, G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra, but you got to admit that there are some characters that they really got the badass thing going on with them, and they did them correct, and Heavy Duty is probably the prime example. The first figure with the reactive impact armor, perfect. There's nothing else to ask for. The second figure, not so much. So for some reason, Hasbro felt the need to make a toy of Heavy Duty wearing a costume you only saw him in for 2 seconds, and then they had the nerve to package him with this ginormous fake ass gun. Supposed to be a chain gun, but it's supposed to also shoot a missile from the front, which I took out. Stupid. So off the bat, when you see them compared side by side, there's a difference in size. And it's not just a small difference. You can clearly see that the one not wearing armor is just a bigger figure. I mean, generally, and for the most part, it's the same parts, the scale is the same, but he's wider. Then when you put the gun in his hand, it's like, oh my god. They went from being badass to just stupid, you know? Granted, you know, Pursuit of Cobra, or Rise of Cobra, I mean, was it kind of felt cartoony at times. He didn't need this. Thankfully, they gave him other weapons. The assault rifle looks nice, and it looks better in his hands than that oversized chain gun. The pistol, on the other hand, looks alright. It doesn't sit in his hands as well as the assault rifle, but, you know, it's okay. You know, as I said before, the draw for this figure is not, really, it's not the figure. The accessories are nice for other characters, but, I mean, you see that it's the same head with horrible paint apps as far as his eyes go. I mean, he looks like he just doesn't give a shit about what he's doing, and his eyes seem to be going in 2 different freaking directions. I don't understand how you get that bad with something. It just looks bad. I mean, they fixed his hair because the reactive impact armor one has like this weird hairline going on, only on one side. But like I said, the draw was not the figure. The draw is the harness for his ammo pack. Now, I have a lot to say about this. You see how badass that looks? And it looks even better because we know that that's what the character was intended to look like from the giddy up, hence the costume he wore in the movie. Why did they have to make 2 figures and try to trick you like that? I mean, I understand, yeah, they want more money, but you know, when you compare these figures to some of the other ones, there are some good Rise of Cobra figures. There's a lot of them, actually. You know, and considering that's what I started collecting Joes, I started back collecting Joes with this line, I was kind of like, why didn't they just do this to begin with? But, you know, once you got the harness on, you got a badass figure. Like, he's complete now. As for the figure that you bought to get the harness, I would say that if you have the patience and the ability, repaint his eyes, because he needs it. His head has, like, no articulation. His joints feel kind of like the Night Adder, and they almost feel like the pegs are too weak to support all the weight. But, I don't know, there's not much he's good at. But there is one thing that I think he's good at, and that looks like getting yelled at. For some odd reason, putting him in attention and having whoever the CO is yell at him, or, you know, pointing in his face, it just looks like that's what he was meant for. And then the expression with his eyes rolling up and, you know, into the sky, looking at the sky like, oh god, here we go. It's almost as if he knew that they did a shitty job recreating him in figure form. Anyway, this was a short review. Pretty much all I have to say about this figure. Get him for the harness and then chuck him into your parts box, or, you know, repaint him so you can actually utilize the figure. Besides that, this one is kind of a, you know, he falls into that realm of almost wasted figure, you know? So, anyway, that's been my review. Hope you dig it. I will check you out later. Peace.